feel like some people forget that we are making music, that we are writing music, and we're not just programming a song, but we're writing a song because we want people to listen to it. We want to convey some kind of feeling, some kind of emotion. We want people to dance, that kind of thing. And it seems like so many people are just trying to impress other producers, and then they fall short at the end because while the producers like them, they're not the ones listening that much, buying the tracks, going out to shows when things open, that kind of thing. So you're just kind of painting yourself in the hole, and you're kind of selling yourself, or not selling yourself short, but in my opinion, I guess you're not like realizing your full potential as a musician or a producer or whatever you want to call yourself, because who cares? Music, in my opinion, should make you, feel something. It should have some kind of emotion. It doesn't need to be like some super, pretentious or whatever, but come on. Like, music is art. Art has some kind of meaning, some kind of purpose. And so many people are just getting caught up in forms, like worrying about how to make the next big thing or just jump on a hype wave or something. And they never really create anything that's themselves. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's not music, whatever, because that's a whole nother thing. And everything's like music at some point, like noise in the street, in the city. Look, if you want, we can get all like Steve Reich, Philip Glass, minimalist, any and everything's music as long as it's sound, that kind of thing. But for the sake of drum and bass, I feel like people should, refocus and remember that it's music. For me personally, I write stuff because that's, what I feel. I write what I feel. So my tracks are like whatever they sound like, the mood, the atmosphere, whatever, that's like my headspace. And I try to put that in there. And then some people are just like, yo, I heard this other track, so I made a track just like it. And I think you should like it because it sounds like that one, but not sound like something like I would make in this hypothetical situation, which is, whatever. And it can be technically amazing and musically, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have all this stuff going on and you look at the project file, it's like immaculate, like sound design, resampling, automation, and then you listen to it and it's just like, whatever. And so many people get caught up in that, just making the dirtiest or the roughest or the loudest or the this, and still come up short as to why they don't get listeners or why no one pays attention to them. And then some people, they see that and they go, well, okay, maybe I'm doing something. They readjust. And some of them like really come out on top later. And then some are just like, y'all hating, fucking, what is it? I'm up and coming, y'all not paying attention to me. It's like, also I hate the phrase up and coming, because anyone from, if you just started today to if you've been doing it for 40 years can be up and coming. So it's such a stupid term. But anyway, put that on your SoundCloud profile if you want some clout. Like, are you writing music for the sake of writing music, or are you writing to impress other people that write? Like, you're getting really like meta about it. In some views you are, when you're like sending demos out, you're usually sending to people who either like listen or they're at the top, they're writing stuff. They've been writing, so it's like, as a writer, you want to impress another one. But if you're just like writing so you can impress, other forum nerds, I mean, do your thing, but realize that you're kind of holding yourself back there. And maybe, I'm not gonna say I haven't been there. I don't do that. Like, I have like friends in mind. I was like, okay, they heard my last thing, so let me see if I can, outdo that. Or, friendly competition between friends. They make something, so you want to like make something that's just as good or better, and that kind of thing to, help each other like get better. That's one thing. But when you're just like, it's dumb to me. I don't know. And maybe I'm completely wrong, but it's my opinion and I can stick with it. What do you what do you want to do with your music? Do you want to impress other chin strokers who just like, yeah, okay, I see what you did there with that reverb, and you did you had some noise there for a little bit of character and those harmonics? Or are you writing music so someone feels something? Or do you want somebody who's just out there one weekend, dance floor, who's ever playing, they play your tune, they feel something, they lose it? I don't know. What do you want to write? Do you want to impress other nerds, or I keep saying nerds like I'm not one, but do you want to impress other nerds or do you want to leave something, lasting? I feel like that's the difference between like a track that's good for a moment and one that's timeless. So I know it's more about what do you want to accomplish? Like I feel like so many people at like a really high level have captured this. Like you can like something that's really like technical sounding. Let's go with, I don't know, any Imanu track. You can hear just how much detailed, how much everything he puts in his tracks, but they still sound from a musical standpoint, whatever you want to call that, like composition, arrangement, that kind of thing, they still sound to me really good. And whether I listen to it, back then in his Signal days, now, and I feel like years from now, they'll still be, fresh. They'll still hold up. They won't be like, okay, remember that period when we used to make tracks like this? And now we're in this period where we make tracks like this, like someone else whose tracks are timeless. And I know I keep saying timeless, so you're probably saying Goldie, and that album is timeless. But let's go with the cheat code Caliber, all the way back to any album from now, all the way back. Even though some tracks and albums now were made all the way back, still sounds fresh. And I feel like part of that is because it's just writing music to convey a feeling. He just writes what he feels, you write what you know. That's what I try to do. So if I'm feeling like sad or whatever, or melancholy, my tracks are going to sound like that. If I'm angry about something, they're going to sound like that, It's that kind of thing. And from comments and messages I get from you, it's just like I feel like I'm hitting that mark. So not to make this about me though, I'm just saying as an example, that's what I try. I feel like this is what other people try, and I think that's what you should do, or not. I don't really care. I do care, but it's really up to you. If it's what you want to do, it's what you want to do. Find a balance. Don't do it all. At the end of the day, it's fun. It's music. And I don't know, do what you want with it, really. That's what's so great about it. So you can do whatever you want. But the idea of making something with longevity in mind and not just, getting on D&B Talk or whatever the new one is, because I just left it because it's the same. Getting on that to impress whoever, Johnny Internet, whatever you want to call him. I don't know. Again, as usual, it's just my opinion. And who am I? But a man that writes music. I was going to go somewhere with that, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, think about it. Comments, suggestions, hate, send them my way. Yeah, that's about it. Catch you next time.